for the friends that you'll ignore. So go and smoke your veggies now, 'cause we gotta go to the Midwest Degens Show. The sitcom dream on, burning and shine low.
Hi, and welcome back to the Midwest Degenerates show. I'm Alex. He's Caleb.
How's it going?
And we're back with a special episode for you guys tonight. I'm kind of gonna subjugate our Monday episode a little bit, but we're a special episode. Gonna recap our weekend a little bit, and then we're gonna jump straight into March Madness bracket, and that will take up the majority of our episode here tonight. Caleb, how did your weekend go on gambling?
I'd rather not talk about it.
I'm in the same boat as you. I got $5.33, and that was about it on my parlays. I have a couple of hopes here with the NHL games running right now. If Anaheim can keep it within one and Montreal wins, that'd be about the best outcome I got. But outside of that, it's been a pretty rough weekend.
I think I made maybe $25 in total this weekend.
5 times more than me, man. Our pick of Reddick. Reddick had a shit week. Don't know what happened to him. We didn't do too bad on
Yeah.
UFC. There were a couple of weird upsets on the UFC card that we couldn't see coming, like Kudalaba winning by submission. That was a really weird one. Asplund, we were heavy on Asplund, and he lost, but he won our hearts. I don't know about you, but he won my heart. I'm taking him in every fight he has going forward.
Yeah, he was fighting his ass off. He just got gassed there in the third round, but if he would have done a little bit better there that second round and wouldn't have gotten gassed the third, he would have won.
Amen. I agree with you wholeheartedly. It was overall a really good. It was overall a really good fight card. We got the Kevin Vallejo's pick right. Didn't expect the what was it, first round KO. Didn't expect that, but
Yeah,
yeah, because
he
I think I
needed
took
to
him
at
on
least go
points.
to the third round.
Yeah, I needed him by points. I was not expecting Emmett to get KO'd. That was very surprising. Um,
Well, I had Vallejo's. As you know, I had Vallejo's to win by knockout in the third round or the fourth round or the fifth round. But no, of course not. I couldn't get that
round one.
lucky.
He had to do it in round one. What a bastard. Oh, I'm trying to think if there's any other. Oh, one thing I want to touch on. I don't have an award name for it, but Harry Hardwick, you were a fucking animal. You lost, but dude, I just gotta clap it up for Harry Hardwick right there because, dude, you
Yeah.
saw that fight, dude. Broken jaw, and he's still countering. He's still wobbling fucking Rahiki. Harry Hardwick, man. You were a fucking dog, and you came home 100K richer for fight of the night. Good shit on you, man. You were my upset
Yeah,
pick, and
that
you didn't
that
win,
fight
but man,
that fight made me nervous as shit.
it was
And
the.
Jose Caminero just hit a home run.
Ooh, is that for DR?
Yep.
What's score looking like right now?
1-0 bottom of the second, 2 outs.
All my slips, or I had one slip on DR and it already busted because Vandy didn't win. But I can't help. Their vibes are too high, man. I'll always be a vibes guy, and the way the DR are vibing, and the way we weren't
But
vibing
they don't
against
have
Italy.
any Royals on the team.
But you gotta think, man. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Right? Am I wrong for saying that the USA has like? Does the USA have more Royals players on their roster than Italy, or is it less?
I want to say it's either less or the same.
Shit. My main thing with the DR, if I'm being honest, is like I'm still learning baseball. I'm making progress, but I'm still learning it. The one guy that I do know through and through, and I've watched him hit homers in person, is Kettle Marti. And let me tell you, man, that guy can hit one hell of a homer, and he's playing for the DR. So, like, even though I'm not Hispanic in any way, shape, or form, Kettle Marti, Diamondbacks, I fuck with that guy. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I
It,
mean, I'm not Italian, and as a matter of fact, I am proudly in the boat of people that believe Italy doesn't exist. It's just a fabrication.
it's just the Northeast
Uh,
United States. That's all Italy is.
yeah, but I even said what about a month before the World Baseball Classic even started that Italy was going to win the World Baseball Classic,
Yeah, you've been
and look
preaching
where
it
we
for a
are.
while. Yeah. So is it like the best hitters from the Royals ended up on Italy? Is that what happened there? Outside of
Pretty
Salvador Perez?
much, pretty much, and Bobby Witt. Bobby Witt more just the on base percentage wise,
Mm-hmm.
and just his base stealing ability.
Mm-hmm.
He's more of like a I don't want to I don't want to sound condescending here, but he's more of a fielding asset in my mind. Like he's got a good bat on him.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at his highlight reel, it's all
Defensive
fielding
plays.
and a couple triples mixed in between.
Yeah, he seems like he. I feel like he can let out a good offensive play every now and then, but his main thing is he's making the defensive plays to keep the offense in the game.
Yeah.
And for our viewers, real quick, I would like to say we don't. So I know we said in a previous podcast, opening day boots on the ground, due to job shit. That's gonna have to slightly change, but want to promise for our viewers within the first, I'd say, what do you want to say, month and a half of uh, MLB season, we'll have a boots on the ground MLB game podcast for you guys, where we're at the stadium interviewing fans and the whatnot, reviewing
Oh yeah.
fucking stadium foods, doing all that shit. We're gonna be doing that for you guys. It'll be a good change of pace.
Now, granted, at Monday, opening day at Kauffman Stadium, I still will be there for the game, so I should be able to get home in time for us to record a normal podcast. So I'll be able to give a real good firsthand experience of how everything's looking this year. How the new outfield dimensions are going to work out for our favor. I'm really excited to see that. Just
We
big
gotta get a
changes
game in
happening
the
at the
outfield.
ballpark
We gotta get a game during the season where we go and sit in the outfield.
in the new seats.
Amen.
We can make a bet to see who will be the first person to get drunk enough to shit themselves in the new seating section there at Kauffman.
Man, I'll tell you what, I've never shit myself from getting so drunk, but I tell you what, if that was a pissing bet, you'd lose that bet, man, I'm telling you. I will say,
It
no,
might, it might be a good candidate for the 999 challenge.
dude, us in the outfield 999, someone delivering us our shit, that'd be beautiful.
Now, the
Deliver,
good thing about out there where those outfield seats are,
what is it?
you're just up a flight of stairs, and there's a bar right there, either to your right or to the left of you. You don't have to go far at all.
No shit.
Literally in the 2 minutes and 15 seconds between halves of the inning, you could go up there, get your shit, and get back to your seat.
Is there a pisser next to it?
Yep.
You know, I'm not gonna lie, Caleb. I think I'm gonna have to get all my seats in the outfield this season.
That's why I like my standing room only because then I'm right over there by all that shit.
Man, baseball's a beauty, ain't it?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna try and get out to at least 5 or 6 games this year. The
Oh,
first
those
month
are
is
rookie numbers.
that first month. The only reason I'm saying that is because that first month is looking rough. If I can get to a couple of games during the like second month of the like, I think I'll be able to get like one during the first month, and then after the first month of play, Royals really open up to my schedule a lot more than they do during that first month, where I'd be able to get a lot more games in.
Yeah.
But looking on, so we had our Selection Sunday show today on ESPN. They announced our NCAA men's brackets, and we had our conference championships today. I'd like to give a shout out to Arkansas. I'd like to give a shout out to who was it? South Florida. Fucking did St. John's play last night or today?
I believe they played last night.
Needless to say, shout out to all of our conference championships we crowned today. Some good basketball. Purdue. I know they beat Michigan. That was a crazy one. Or did Purdue beat Michigan?
That was a
Purdue.
whirlwind.
Yeah, Purdue beat Michigan. That was a whirlwind. I remember I took Purdue to cover and they sure as fuck covered.
Penn beat Yale.
Yeah, I remember I had before the game started, I put a bet on Yale, and then after the game started and Penn went up early, I put a bet in on Penn. That was the one that ended up riding longer, obviously. Um,
Then honestly, you wouldn't guess it by seeding, but just by the ways that they played, it was a real big shocker. Arizona winning the Big 12 over Houston. I did not see Houston winning that game.
yeah, I did not see. I mean, I think I took Houston to win over
Or I'm
the.
I'm sorry, I didn't see Arizona winning that game.
Yeah, I took Houston to win that game, but before it started.
No, I mean I still had a slip in for Arizona to cover the spread because they were underdogs at one point in time. That's whenever I took their spread. I want to say it was like plus 6.5.
Mm-hmm.
So I still hit on that one. But at the same time, it would have been cool if, you know,
Our pick could have been right and
if
Houston
Houston
won.
won.
Yeah. So are you able to send your bracket in Discord to where I could like pull up both of them on the screen at once, like mine and yours?
Let me see what I can do for you. I can probably. How do I do this? Okay.
Because I got it set up to where mine's taking up like half the screen, to where I could plug yours on the right half of my screen.
Would you be able to get it out of the drive file if I added it to the drive?
Uh, yeah. Give me a quick second here. All right, so as our viewers can see, got both of our brackets pulled up. Got mine on the left here. Let me get that straightened out. Got mine on the left here. Got Caleb's on the right here. So kind of want to break it down. We both have Duke beating Siena. Um, or so on both sides, you got Duke going against TCU. I got Duke going against TCU. You got St. John's being Northern Iowa, which I also have. Only difference there being that I have Kansas beating St. John's. Um, I'll go through the 32 because mine's more. Mine only shows, or yours only shows 32. Mine shows 64. So from 32, I got Duke, TCU. I got TCU winning. You got Duke winning. Uh, you have California Baptist upsetting Kansas. I got Kansas beating them, and then beating St. John's. But you have St. John's beating Kansas. Let's see here, the side of the bracket. We both have the same matchup of South Florida versus ND State. Uh, but we have different opinions on who wins that one. I think South Florida wins. You think UConn wins. I think that'll kind of be my first point of contention because I know you followed the Bison heavily. So I kind of want to break that one down a little bit. South Florida versus North Dakota State. What do you see in that matchup that has you leaning towards the Bison?
Penalties.
What was that?
Penalties.
penalties.
Yep. Look at where NDSU ranks among the most penalties throughout the NCAA Division I basketball this season. Out of, I believe it's 364 teams, they finished 358. South Florida finished within the top 50. NDSU is going to win on free throws alone.
Free throws alone for NDSU. I could I could see that. South Florida definitely has a penalty driven team. There were a bunch of points during that game against Wichita State where they definitely played them close, and I definitely saw Wichita State playing or being the more favorable team in that matchup. So I definitely could see NDSU getting that match or getting the win in that matchup. Let me see. We both agree that UConn beats NDSU, so we're in agreement on that. Uh, Move down here to the south. We both have Florida winning the play-in game. You have Clemson beating Iowa. I have Iowa beating Clemson. What has you leaning Clemson in that matchup?
Just uh, just the way that each team's kind of finished out here this year. Clemson kind of had a shit roll of the dice there for a bit in the ACC tournament. As we've seen, they were kind of fucked either way. Iowa, on the other hand, their first game was, I guess you could say, kind of a cupcake game. Then they had a tougher opponent. Uh, just the quality of the teams they've played and who they've been able to beat.
Mm, I definitely respect that pick. And the only reason I'm not going to counter it too hard is because we both have this ending the same way. Regardless of who wins that matchup, we both have it ending the same way with Florida making a pass to whoever wins. A lot of people are liking McNeese to we both have McNeese getting beat by Vandy. I don't see any issue with that. They should be able to walk through that. Um, Nebraska, this was the one upset that I saw. Or well, here, let me look at your schedule real quick. I'm peeping your matchup or your bracket here. We have different matchups or we have different brackets here. Um, I have Vanderbilt beating McNeese, which you also have. You have Nebraska beating Vanderbilt. I have Vanderbilt beating Nebraska. Not really too many points of contention, as I said, because we both have Florida making it to the final there against Houston. Um, the one that I'm skeptical on is I think Troy could upset Nebraska. Couldn't tell you why, but I just think it could happen. And then differentiating here, well, yeah, let me see. Yep, you have UNC beating VCU. I have VCU upsetting North Carolina because of how beat up they are. Um,
Yeah, I just think even if they are beat up, North Carolina still has the talent to get beat by VCU. Or I still think they have the talent to get by VCU,
mhm.
but I don't see them willing their way past Illinois.
I
I
don't
feel
either.
like Illinois, they had a tougher end of the year schedule, kind of a tougher shot in the tournament. Uh, I just feel like they're going to be able to work the court a lot faster than North Carolina is. And North Carolina's guys, being as banged up as they are, they're just not going to be able to keep pace with them.
I can definitely understand that. I just think with how beat up North Carolina is, that VCU has the upper hand. Um, and then another point of contention here that I want to quickly go over. We both have Houston beating Idaho, but I have Texas A&M beating St. Mary's. You have St. Mary's beating Texas A&M. What's the reasoning on that one?
I feel like A&M's going to go in acting like their shit don't stink against St. Mary's. But what a lot of people don't know is St. Mary's had a really good fucking season this year. they were able to blow out teams that you wouldn't think they'd be able to blow out.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like this is one of those games that we usually see every year, usually in the first 2 rounds, where a team that should easily go in and win, just because they go in acting like their shit don't stink, they go in and they get beat.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. I think it's just my reasoning is just the SEC. The SEC play has been top tier this year, and St. Mary's obviously not an SEC team. You'll notice a lot through my bracket that I have SEC teams beating their opponents. Um, like I have Vandy against Houston in the final from the South. Um, Nothing from the fucking East. We'll get to the other side, but I also so we both have Illinois. I'll move on from that though. Both have Houston beating whoever wins that matchup. Houston against Illinois. Both have Houston. I just think Houston's going to be the more dominant team, more basketball centric school. Uh, their coach is a lot better. I like Houston in that one. Uh, let's see, what do you got? Yeah, you got Florida against Houston. I got Vandy against Houston. Guess we can kind of go through the hypothetical there. Um, I don't see either. I mean, neither of us see either of these SEC teams beating Houston. Um, Florida, obviously the 1 seed, Vandy the 5 seed. I took Vandy because they advanced to the final of the SEC tournament, whereas Florida didn't even make it. That's my reasoning for that pick. Yeah,
Yeah, I feel like Florida, they're they're kind of pissed off because they were the favorite to win the SEC. Um, they're gonna want to come out. They're gonna do everything they can, uh, to try and get the Natty since they couldn't get the SEC title. It's been a little bit too since Florida's really won anything worthwhile. Um, let's see here. Yeah, I just don't see them getting cut down until it comes to Houston.
I definitely could see that, especially riding off, being pissed off from the SEC tourney. Moving on to the right side of our bracket here. First team I notice is we both have Arizona riding all the way into the final against. Well, we both have this side of the tourney completely the same. We both have Arizona versus Purdue running the table all the way to the final between or on the west side. Only difference I think I see here is you have Texas or NC State beating Gonzaga, whereas I have Gonzaga winning. And then also I have High Point making a run for it to the Elite Eight. Granted, I think they lose the Elite Eight, but I think they make a run for it.
Yeah, I feel like High Point, they're just gonna go in there. Their eyes are gonna be a bit too big. Lights are gonna get them. They're not gonna get by. And for that mystery pick, just for on the record, my official pick, I got it being North Carolina State. Uh, so in my eyes, if that busts, then my whole bracket's done.
Yeah, I definitely can see that. Yeah, I also have and I gotta say, looking at your bracket, I also have NC State going over Texas. Looking at your side, oh yeah, I like that. I mean, we both have, regardless of whoever wins that game, we both have Purdue winning. So I like that pick. Both kind of running a similar bracket on that side or that portion of it. Um, Trying to see any so far. We both have Mizzou upsetting number 10 or number 7 Miami. Um, Do we both have High Point? Or no, you have Wisconsin over High Point. Do you think Wisconsin could get over High Point? Like, from a betting standpoint, would you bet on that? Or High
Yeah.
Point to get over Wisconsin?
Uh, I would. I'd have to double check what the spread is. I'm not gonna lie to you. I just kind of took a glance at the NDSU game and the Mizzou game,
Yeah,
what their odds were. So I'd have to go back and look at it. But I would probably feel comfortable taking the spread.
I agree with that. Um, Looking on to our right side, the Midwest bracket. Let me see. We both got St. Louis beating Georgia, making it the round of 32, and then getting smoked by Michigan. We both have Texas Tech up until I have Bama beating Texas Tech. You have and you said this was SMU that you have running the table, correct?
Yes.
You have SMU beating Miami of Ohio and running the table against Virginia, and then Kentucky all the way to the final against Michigan, and then beating Michigan. Uh,
Yep.
and this is gonna be a big talking point. What's the reason for that?
It's all gonna wind up rolling back to 1986. What was significant about the year 1986, you ask?
Mm-hmm.
That was the year SMU got the death penalty.
Ah,
Who was the school? Who was the school that called out SMU that got them the death penalty?
it was one of the Texas schools, wasn't it?
The University of Houston.
Oh, but you still have Houston winning. You think they can beat SMU? Angry over the death penalty?
I do. It's going to be a close game. Like, I'm talking, we might see a 200-point total in the national championship game for what I believe would be the first time ever.
But you see it being that kind of affair, right?
Yeah.
Um, I can agree. I could definitely see it. I guess kind of looking towards our final four now. Houston, Michigan, Kansas, Arizona for me. And then you got what? UConn,
I got
Arizona,
UConn.
Houston, SMU.
Yep.
So we got two picks in common here. We both have the same pick, just different roads. We both have Houston winning the whole ordeal. Um, I mean, you got UConn, I got Kansas. Those both are two of the top programs in the country when it comes to basketball. But or Houston, I just think they have it on that side. On the other side of the bracket, you have Michigan losing to SMU, but you have Arizona going against them and SMU winning against Arizona. Personally, on my end, I
And my
had.
whole thing,
Let's hear it.
oh, my whole thing with Kansas is you got to look at Bill Self's recent record in the March Madness tournament.
Not been
Their
too hot.
last trips, they've been lucky to even make it to the Sweet 16.
Don't you like this to be the year that they finally get over the hump?
No,
Shit. I'm trying to see what else was there. I guess the only other thing really would be What makes you think that SMU can get past Michigan specifically?
So the way I kind of see it, it's all just going to be based on momentum. If SMU can get a hold of the momentum, they're going to just be able to absolutely take control of Michigan. We saw it today, Michigan versus fucking
Purdue.
Purdue. Purdue took momentum early and held it. And how'd that wind up going?
Purdue ended up winning that affair.
Michigan, if they want to win, they need to hold the momentum the whole time. If they can't do that, they will slip and they will not get the momentum back. And whenever we're talking, let's see here, that'll be an Elite Eight game. Whenever we're
Yep.
talking about an elite game, you can't get more fucking neutral site territory than that.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of rich people associated with SMU.
Oh,
There's going to be
Highland
a
Park.
lot of motherfucking people. There's going to be a lot of motherfucking people there.
Highland Park in Dallas is the richest part of Dallas.
And honestly, that's probably going to be a big part of SMU making this run, is just them being able to hold momentum like from buzzer to buzzer.
Mm-hmm. I definitely agree with that.
I guess from tip to buzzer would be the better terminology.
I definitely agree with that. And then Houston, I gotta ask. My pick is just comes down to Houston. I feel like they played Arizona already this season. They know what's going on with them. They also, like in my case, they've dealt with Kansas. In your case, uh let's see. Who in your case, I don't think they've dealt have they dealt with UConn this season? I don't think they have.
I don't think so.
But I just see them running the bracket. It's a weaker U for the Huskies of UConn. Houston, it's a stronger year. Um, they're just I just this is Houston's year in my eyes. I feel like there's like people have been saying like I know we texted about it a little bit earlier, but in my eyes there are four teams. Not the stereotypical four teams. The four teams that you see in my final four are the four teams that I'm talking about. I see Kansas, Houston, Arizona, Michigan. In Caleb's bracket, I can agree with him of UConn, Houston. Maybe not so much SMU, but we can definitely agree on Arizona. I still think Michigan. I personally, I still think Michigan makes it to the Final Four. But it's just that matter of it's four teams this year. This isn't a upset heavy year. This is going to be a pretty friendly year towards the betting favorites at the Final Four. Um, but on both sides, there's like me and Caleb, we agree on three, and then we have one that we both separate on. So there's six teams total this year, really, that are worth any hoot. Um, pretty much agree on the championship. But I want to ask Caleb, any bracket busters you see, like even contradicting your own picks. Do you see any teams here that are maybe lower seeded that could just kind of fuck up someone's bracket?
The one I actually would really like to see. Let me see here, because I was looking at it earlier. I almost took it. It would be Kennesaw State over Gonzaga.
Kennesaw over. Yeah, it's a weaker year for Gonzaga, isn't it?
Yeah, but they just got that. They got that tournament magic about them. Usually, they're usually at least good for one win.
Yeah, I was looking at Gonzaga's tourney run is the one I'm most suspicious of. I ended up I still ended up taking him a little bit of the ways through here. Let me find. Yeah, I took him up until the Elite Eight, I believe, or no, the Sweet 16. I took him up to the Sweet 16, and I had him losing to Purdue. That was the one I was most suspicious of. Another one that I'm like, obviously we disagree on this. I have a High Point. My biggest one is High Point. I really think High Point can make it to the like. I think they definitely make it past the round of 64, and then I even have them making it to the Sweet 16.
Yeah, I don't hate it. It's just I can't remember the last time High Point was in a tournament. I don't even think they have. So I just
That's the
feel like
point.
they're gonna be a bit overwhelmed. A lot of those guys probably never ever expected to be, in
Mm-hmm.
the NCAA tournament. So
Mm-hmm.
they're probably just gonna go out there. We all know a lot of them are probably gonna go work for Enterprise Rent a Car or Hertz or be an assistant store manager to Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Mm-hmm. They're not gonna make a
So
pro
I
career.
think, yeah, they're not gonna make a pro career. I feel like they're just pretty much there for the memories.
I could definitely see that. And then what I want to pass by you real quick. Could you see St. Louis beating Michigan? We both took the Demon or we both took. What are their fucking mascot? Billikens? Yeah, we both took the Billikens to beat Georgia in the round of 64, but could you see them making it to the Sweet 16 against Michigan?
I just feel like Michigan's too much of a team for them.
I definitely could agree with that, but we've also kind of seen the formula when it comes to beating them here recently. We saw them lost again, or we saw Michigan lost against Purdue, and then they also had a super close game against Wisconsin, to where the Billikens, I feel like they could
Yeah,
look at those games and take notes.
and that game's gonna be in Rochester, New York. People from St. Louis aren't gonna travel to Rochester, New York, especially this time of year.
Not many
People in
from
St.
Michigan
Louis are
either.
tired of this weather.
Yeah, not many people. I don't feel like there's going to be a lot of home fans from either crowd for that affair.
Yeah, no, it's just gonna be either people left over from the previous game or people waiting for the next game. So
Yeah,
there's not gonna be a whole lot of crowd interest in this game. It's probably gonna be one of the more quieter games.
I completely agree. I completely agree with you. Um, Anything else when it comes to the bracket you want to go over, Caleb?
Um, Thank you for giving us games in St. Louis, and thank you for giving us the University of Missouri in one of those games in St. Louis.
Absolutely. I'm gonna try as long as it's they haven't declared or said when any of the times are gonna be, but I'm praying that that Mizzou game is a late game so I can get to it after work.
Yeah.
Um, Considering we're a gambling podcast, do you want to go over any picks for tomorrow that we wouldn't be covering because of the podcast? Like
Um,
NCAA or I mean NBA or fucking whatever.
I don't think we have anything early enough, really, because we don't have basketball until
Wednesday.
Tuesday. We have to play in games.
Oh, true, true, true.
Um,
I don't think we really
we
have
don't have
anything.
any. Yeah, we don't really have any early games to go over, honestly.
Yeah, let me see.
I'm even checking hockey.
Yeah, it looks like we got a pretty short slate. Yeah, we got a short ass slate for hockey tomorrow. Not really any picks I want to give there outside of Stars money line. That's about the only thing.
I guess the only thing I can give them is tomorrow for Italy versus Venezuela in the World Baseball Classic.
Italy.
You'll have to do it on separate slips because it won't let you parlay it. But you're going to take Vinny Pasquantino for an anytime home run, Salvador Perez for an anytime home run, Jack Caglione for an anytime home run, and then we'll go ahead and do Michael Garcia for an RBI.
Oh yeah. I like those. I'm glad we got baseball to spice shit up a little bit for us before our next pod episode. Shout out baseball, dude. It's been growing on me. With our lack of sports coming up, like
It
tomorrow
was
and
the Dong
fucking.
Bong, wasn't it?
It wasn't even the. I mean, the dong bong definitely did play a factor. It more so was just the, like, honestly, shout out to the DR team, the Dominican Republic team. Watching those guys hit a homer and then give no sort of fucking shit whatsoever besides hitting the fucking dance. That shit made me enjoy the sport so much more.
They're losing 2-1 right now in the top of the fourth.
We'll see how that one plays out. That'll be a good game. Fucking USDR. Is this the first time they've ever met in the semis?
Uh, I can't remember. I think so.
Shout out our boys in the fucking US of A. Hopefully they pull this out. Like I want the US to pull it out because I'm a US citizen, obviously, but at the same time, even though the slip is closed, I did put my money on the DR.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I don't believe Italy is real, but yet I still put money on Italy to win the World Baseball Classic.
Amen. And I think they do it. I think they do it truly. Um, anything else we want to cover for this episode, Caleb?
Um, I think that is it.
All right. Well, in that case, viewers, that includes this special episode of the Midwest Degenerates for you guys, covering
Oh,
bracket
I
top. Oh,
almost forgot.
awards.
We do have our brackets live on
Oh,
the
yes, ESPN.
ESPN tournament challenge. Uh, just look us up on there. It's the same name as our podcast, the Midwest Degenerates. And yeah, we're just gonna have a nice, friendly competition to see who can get the most picks right. If you win, if you get them all right, congratulations. But whoever gets the most picks correct on their bracket will get a free ice cream cake.
Amen. Shit, if we're so lucky enough, we may try and find a way to smuggle you an ice cream sandwich from the Tokyo Dome, but that's gonna take a lot of work, I can tell you what.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of logistics. I'm really going to have to push for them to make a bridge. We're going to
Yeah,
need a bridge over there.
yeah. If we want that ice cream sandwich, we gotta find a way over there first. But yeah, make sure you guys join our tournament challenge on ESPN. I'll be sure to put a link in the description for our viewers on YouTube. And as always, make sure you give a like, give a subscribe. On our Spotify, make sure you leave a follow, leave a heart on the episode, notification bells on YouTube and whatever the fuck it is on Spotify to give notifications. Uh, Trying to grow an audience here as much as possible. Uh, I don't know, but I mean, I'm sure that we both love doing this a whole lot. Love talking to you guys and making picks for our viewers, and we hope to keep growing our audience and making it better. And as always, make sure to
Oh,
leave
yeah.
us your picks in the comments or leave us your hits or slips that hit in whatever way possible. If we can grow an audience, we'll get a Patreon running, and content will go to. You guys won't be able. You guys will want to get rid of us if we make a Patreon. So just make sure that guys keep supporting us, and we'll keep supporting you guys.
Yeah, sir.
But I think that pretty much concludes it for this special episode of the Midwest Degenerates from me and Caleb. We'll be back with you guys a little bit later this week with more picks and predictions as always, and can't wait to talk to you guys later. Have a great night,
Yep.
and we'll see you guys then. Thank you.
We'll see it.